for. I'll still remember to this day, March 20, 2003, invasion of Baghdad. I never felt a big calling in my life. Now I'm a Marine. Now I'm cut out to the wolves. And all the stories that you heard about Marines, they're true. I was probably 150% more than your typical Marine. But throughout my Marine Corps career, I was never practicing my faith, and you wouldn't even think I was a Christian by the way that I lived. And I remember the first instance, looking back, I was right outside of Fallujah, and I was a sniper team leader, and I took my sniper team into this area where the enemy was at. We were behind enemy lines, and we were asking the guys, hey, is there IEDs down this road? And they said no. I said, first time they ask you that, you know that they're the enemy. So we're sitting in this house with terrorists, and I'm like, okay, we're sleeping there. We go up in the top roof, and next thing you know, I get on the comms, hey, you need to get out of the house because you need to go across the river. You're in the Army's area of operations. I said, okay. So we go that night. We heard mortars coming in. We go across the river. And before we went on this mission, they told me if anybody is with AK-47s or ski mask, they're the enemy. Take them out. I said, okay. So I was pretty excited about that. Believe it or not, as Marines, you kind of get excited. That's the stuff that you're ready for, right? You train. It's game time, right? So we go across the river. I asked the guy in the house, that other house, I said, hey, is there IEDs? He said, yeah, there's IEDs all up and down this road. I was like, really? And so this is the first experience looking back that God's grace was so much and so big. Because if it wasn't for me being saved and accepting Jesus, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you. Right? Because the decision that I had to make that morning around 7 a.m., all havoc broke loose. All of a sudden, there was 15 to 20 guys with ski masks and AK-47s about 30 meters in front of my house. And rounds were going all over the place. I stand up to see what's going on. I have my M4. I look. I see that many people with ski masks and AK-47s. I said, they didn't even know we were there. Take a shot. I go back down. Now, there was two things that was going to happen. Either they're going to take the shot, and we were about to get in a really big firefight because these guys didn't even know we were there. And either my whole team would have been wiped out, or something really bad would have happened. But what happened was, I didn't end up taking the shot. We didn't end up shooting the guys in the very first mission. Who it was the Iraqi army. And they told us with anybody with ski masks or AK-47s to take them out, they were the enemy. Either I would have had to, if I had shot those guys, I would have either been in Leavenworth, or I would have we would have been wiped out pretty much because they would have laid into us. But pretty much a series of events happened. I get out of the Marine Corps. Things happened when I was in Iraq. A Muslim guy was asking me why Jesus Christ in Arabic. And I looked at him. I didn't even think about it. Now, you got to think about it. Jesus is inside me, but I'm not practicing my faith. I looked at the guy and I said, because he is the Messiah, and his eyes get real big. And I'm speaking in English, okay? So fast forward a little bit. I'm a sniper instructor. I've pretty much trained all the West Coast sniper units in the Marine Corps to go into Afghanistan. I'm having guys come and they're shaking my hand. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We did a lot of good, deeds, and I just felt the Spirit. Man, at that time I was like, wow, what just happened, right? Because I was responsible for training these guys and getting these guys going. Well, a series of events happened. I was dealing with a lot of alcohol issues, gambling issues, and finally I got out of the Marine Corps, started my own business and out in Hawaii, sold the business, and just dealt with a bunch of issues, And it was one day, this is where the turnaround happened for me. And this is why His grace is so big. I was dealing with PTSD. I couldn't sleep at night. So I go to the VA, and I said, can you give me something? They said, yeah, we're going to give you all these pills. I said, I'm not going to take none of these pills. I said, I'm going to smoke pot. So I call a buddy of mine up. I said, hey, can you buy me a bag of marijuana? He said, yeah, meet me at this bar at such and such time. So I go to the bar. The very first thing he asked me, he says, hey, when you're on your way to California, can you buy me a pound of dope? I said, yeah, I could do that. But I wasn't there to do that. I was there to pick up my bag of marijuana and go away, but I had to go into the bar. Well, as I walk into this bar, directly in the corner of the bar, there's a pool table. There's 3 guys playing pool. I'm walking closer to the pool table. He keeps talking about buying this pound of dope. And as I'm getting closer to the ATM, one of the guys at the pool table looks at me. He smiles. I don't think nothing of it. I go to the ATM machine. I grab my money. I'm walking outside. I give it to my buddy. My buddy says, hey, can I go with you to California? I said, no. He's like, why not? I said, because you can't go. Well, I start driving home. I get to my office. And I'm breaking up this marijuana. And I'm thinking about the guys at the pool table. And all of a sudden, I hear audible, I condemn you. Proverbs 12:2 says, I will condemn your wicked ways. I came out of the office, tears running down my face. I looked at my wife. I said, God just spoke to me, took the marijuana, took it to Copenhagen, and threw it away. Now I'm on this journey for 6 months, seeking. So I'm going from church to church to church to church. Finally, this small little church, Baptist church. I was even thinking about going to the Mormon church. Wow. I mean, this is how intense it was. And so I go to this church, and I see a small Baptist church. I sit on the very last row. We're all doing morning greeting. Guy comes over and says, good morning. My name's Corey. He goes, man, you look familiar. I said, yeah, you probably see me around here because I grew up here. He said, didn't think nothing of it. I get done with the service. I come back that evening because I thought they had an evening service. I walk in the door. I saw that guy walking out. I said, hey, do you guys have an evening service? He said, no. Make a long story short, he was, we get talking for about an hour. I get done with the conversation. I get in my car. I start driving home, and everything clicked. The gentleman that smiled at me at the pool table was an undercover cop who my buddy was trying to set me up with because 3 weeks before that, he just got busted with marijuana possession and a DUI. And the undercover cop happened to be that deacon.
Oh, wow.
Praise the Lord. That Monday, from Monday to Friday, this is the reason why I'm here today. Okay? I had open visions. Didn't realize I was having open visions. I had dreams of Daniel, and I was seeing his visions. Okay? My wife was saying things. She was giving me answers to certain things. It was so intense that, and this is before I was filled with the Holy Ghost. So, yes, it's just so important that we bring people to the Lord, because if he was not inside me, I'm telling you, I either committed suicide or I wouldn't be here today talking to you for sure. Praise the Lord.